Mr. President, a $90 mount just hit the third tower.
$90 WoW mount. I think Blizzard has been putting together a lot of goodwill. They've had a lot of goodwill, and then they did this. This sucks.
Have they had a lot of goodwill? I'm pretty sure the point of apathy for anything Blizzard at this point has reached critical mass, and I don't think it can actually be changed. For example, the War Within story, shit, not a return to format the slightest. I checked it out. I know what happened. I know everything what happened. And it's dumb. The Nerobians have no reason to starve or whatever the hell's happening with them, but they are anyway. And it's not even explained because why should it be? It makes no sense. Okay, their culture, literally autism. Okay? And everything that happens in the story is just a MacGuffin that leads to another MacGuffin, and the conclusion is, hey, crazy powerful villain that always had the upper hand in all the situations completely doesn't use any of the advantages that they have had through all of the expansion so far, and now lose to the good guys because they choose to not even use any of their powers that they have had so far after being amped the fuck up. Yeah, not exactly great, is it? But people don't care because why would you care? It's Blizzard. Modern day Blizzard. So I really think people are just beyond the point of caring.
Dude, like, I get it. I get it. People are going to buy it. I've already seen people buy it. And the reason they're buying it is because it's exactly like the old Longboy mount. However, it also has a mailbox on it, which makes it infinitely better. The problem with this is,
I think people are buying this because, one, it's big, and that's kind of cool. Two, just because they can. This is not the first time Blizzard introduces a completely worthless shit tier cosmetic that costs literally $90. Diablo 4 has had, I think, already 2 horses that cost more than 90. They did their studies for players who are going to be willing to pay $100+ in cosmetics, and now they're just implementing it. The reality is, no one cares. You know, if you're playing World of Warcraft retail, you don't care about this. Either you buy it because you're bored, or you don't care about this because you're gonna quit the game any second now. So, yeah, Blizzard has just come to the point where they have understood that the people currently playing Blizzard games are no longer going to care about any decision that they ever make again. So they can literally just make any decision that they want, and there's not going to be any backlash.
the original Longboy mount is 5 million gold, and it was a status symbol for everybody that found a way to farm gold back then, which is kind of useless now because you could just use a WoW token in order to go and get their Longboy mount. And now someone can buy this for the cost of more than a AAA game and a half. This is not going to breed goodwill. It is going to make a shitload of money. I've already seen
It's not going to even breed negative, Bill. Again, not the first time they do it in World of Warcraft, not the first time Blizzard does it in general. And yeah, this shit makes a lot of money for them because it literally costs them nothing to make.
Seen a ton of them in towns, just an insane amount. Even people in my own raid have them. It is egregiously low value to me. It's a $90 mount inside of a video game. This reminds me of Star Citizen. You're buying an in-game car. You're buying a collector's car. That's what that is. It's a shitload of money for no reason. You could just...
Now, to be fair, in Star Citizen probably would cost at least $300, but that's okay.
Like, literally, I just walk to the auction house. And I get it. Man, I could get to the auction house just right here, anytime. Cool. You do the same thing with the Longboy mount that already exists in the game and use the mail whistle to be able to summon a mailman. It's the same shit, but they put it as $90. I don't think this should exist. I think that if you want to have mounts in a video game, they should be cosmetic only. And I think Blizzard's gone down a really weird route now, where they've now...
I mean, this is effectively cosmetic only. No one really cares about the fact that this is a mailbox, action house, a fucking, I don't know, alchemist bench or whatever the fuck this is. No one cares.
Added a repair guy, an auction house, and a mailman all under mounts. And because of this, you have this really weird problem where now you have functional mounts and you're selling one for $90. This sucks. Like, it sucks. You're carrying a city with you. I think it takes away from the game as well, because one of the things that was kind of cool before is you had to go to the vendor to go and do this shit. You had to go to the auction house and actually see it, and you could see other people. You could go to the transmog guy and you see other people. And I think
that is a true point, but at this moment, considering we're talking about retail, this is as fucking diluted as it comes. I mean, the point is still there, and he's right, but keep in mind, this point has been diluted by a billion times already. This is the original why flying should not exist in World of Warcraft point, because you would see other players. The reality of that is, though, yeah, you see more people when you're not flying. But at the end of the day, who gives a shit? Flying is simply too much of a convenience, so this convenience outtrumps any negativity that is created by, not flying. Okay? And seeing people. This is the same. If someone's not gonna go to the auction house because of this mount, who cares? No one's really actually gonna care. Okay? And I have played retail. The reality is that the cities are just overflooding with people who look like Christmas decorations, only it's the middle of summer. And, I mean, I don't care to see these people. It's a million faceless faces situation in that case. All of those people, yeah, are there, but what does it matter? It doesn't. It doesn't. There is no such thing as in classic the enchanter spot, where typically all the enchanters that are selling stuff are next to the auction house on the crate. There's nothing like that. People are just randomly AFK maybe in the city, and that's it. You don't care about them. You don't care to look at them. You don't care to do anything. People are not buying this mount as a status symbol. People are not getting even the longbow as a status symbol. People who are playing this game and currently not giving a shit about anything because they have, extremely high transmog collections and things like that, they're just gonna buy this because this is something new. One of the most notorious things that happens when you have a collection system in a game and it's vast and people start to accumulate a huge amount of stuff is extreme ADHD when it comes to actually, owning something new. Because you already have a million things, so you get bored really, really fast, because when you have a million things, those million things are not so special, versus, for example, when you have 10 things. Those 10 things are special. They probably took a while to get. When you have a million things, everything seems plain and boring, and something like this, well, shit, that's new and exciting, and it's a tip of your fingers only for $90. There you go. That's it. That's what's happening. No one cares. Extreme apathy at full display.
I think the thing that's important about that is you're playing an MMO. When you start creating isolated monoliths like this that split people away and make it so they don't need to go to towns, you start having the same problem that we had before with garrisons, which is, well, I don't need to go back there anymore. I'll just buy the $90 mount and I just use the auction house from anywhere. That sucks, dude. It takes away from the game, and it's also going to make Blizzard look bad. I just can't condone this move. I understand it's going to make a shitload of money. I understand business-wise, this is going to make them bank. But, I'm not about it. I think it's gross. I find that...
Yeah, I mean, he's, by the way, right. It is gross, but the reality is it's not going to affect the player numbers. It's not going to affect anything except Blizzard's money status.
Today, we have such wide reach as game developers. We can reach so many different players around the world that when you start trying to ramp up the prices to such an egregious level, in reality, what you're trying to do is you're trying to milk the last out of all of the whales that are left on your platform. Because
typically, I actually agree with this sentiment. But that implies two things. One, the game is dying, and World of Warcraft is not dying. Sure, its glory days, its heydays are past it, that's for sure, and they're most likely never really returning. Okay? Shadowlands completely fucked everything. Dragonflight was gay, but it wasn't that bad. And now the new expansion is a crippled half-elf black chick that knows better than everyone else, so no one gives a shit to say. Okay? There's that. Blizzard is doing this because they can, and the player base does not care. This is not about just milking the whales. The amount of, by his own words, the amount of people that he has seen with this mount is egregious, which means people who are just playing World of Warcraft because they're bored and don't give actually a shit, they're never gonna do high-end raiding, they're never gonna do that, they're probably never gonna do any current day raids at all, ever. They don't care. They just buy a new thing because they're bored. And that's it. That's literally it. They're not milking the whales here. They're just seeing how far they can push the prices until the price is so high that they're losing money because the price is too high and not enough people are buying it. That's what Blizzard is legitimately just doing. Because this is not going to harm them in any way, okay? Someone saying this mount is pure evil, it doesn't matter if it actually is, okay? Listen, Blizzard is not going to get affected even if for every mount that you purchase, they drop one bomb on a Middle Eastern hospital. I would purchase 10. But, you know, it doesn't matter. None of this is ever going to affect Blizzard's numbers. There's maybe one guy who's, oh my god, but no one cares. Other than him, no one cares.
You're not making as much money as you used to. It is a losing strategy. It will alienate your players. It will lead to lost money overall, and it is not gaining you anything. I remember when they first started introducing WoW mounts, like $15, $20, something like that, and it's more than a month of game sub. And you have to think about, is this going to actually give you good value? The only ones that I can ever agree with that Blizzard does are the ones where they're like, hey, buy this battle pet. We're doing a charity drive. And when you buy this battle pet, we give the money to charity.
They give like 20% to charity or something egregiously low like that. Best case scenario, I can do a 50, okay? Yeah, still a money grab.
A phenomenal move. I think it's a great way to build goodwill inside of the community, do really cool shit, and give a reward to people in game. I like that. This is
actually, first of all, considering they're probably not even giving 50% of the money. Well, they probably have done a charity where they give the full percent of the thing, but that's not the point. It can actually be 100% donated to charity. It serves a nefarious purpose. This is literally just manipulating people and thinking that buying shit off the auction, of the real money auction house, is good and acceptable. Okay? Remember when people used the /spit thing? Well, the Blizzard disabled it because it disincentivizes people from buying it. It normalizes the fact that this shouldn't be in the game, which it should not be in the game, obviously. But the moment they work on crushing the boundaries of people accepting these things, they win. And these charity drives are not meant to be charity drives. Even if they donate 100% of the profits or whatever the fucks, to charity, it's not about charity. It's about normalizing people's opinions of buying things in the cash shop. That's what it is about. Okay? And the more people have more things from the cash shop bought, the more normalized the opinion is that you should buy things from the cash shop. And that's the goal here. Very simple.
Not only like just greed, like in a really negative way, it's just straight up greed. Like, hey, let's sell a mount for $90. But on top of it, the item itself represents that greed because it's covered in gold and has an auction house on it. It's just like the most...
Not the first time they do that.
Just egregious bullshit that I have seen them release in forever. And I just can't back it, man. Like, a lot of really cool stuff went into that patch for the 20th year anniversary. The new raid stuff is cool as shit. I think it's phenomenal. But, like, this is dumb. If you are one of those customers and you do think you're getting good value out of it, I hope you enjoy them out. And I know there are going to be some content creators that'll be like, you're a piece of shit, people should spit on you, whatever it's going to be. Right? Like, there's always takes like that. I can't get behind that. If you think you're getting good value out of it, awesome. For me, I hope that there are less people that think they get good value out of this kind of stuff. I hope that the business...
I bet if someone polled these people, they had to answer honestly. Maybe less than 1% would actually give a shit about the fact that there's an auction house or a blacksmith or whatever fucking thing on the mount. They would not care. They would just flat out not care, okay? Maybe 1% of the high-end raiders care about the fact that there is like an auction house on it. Everyone else probably doesn't even remember that there is an auction house on it.
Turns away from these types of things, and I will always work every day to ensure that anytime I touch anything that has microtransactions, that those things with microtransactions are cheap, because that's what they should be. Microtransactions, not more expensive than a AAA game. It's insane to me.
Whatever. Anyway, that was Pirate Software. 10 out of 10. Bye.